and I just like left it on the table because I trust everybody at Funimation. I left it on the table and walked into a studio to do something. And she thought it'd be hilarious and might teach me a lesson if she stole it and hid it. And so there was a good 20 minutes of me running around trying to find my laptop and freaking out and almost being in tears because I just bought it. It was my first laptop that I bought myself. And she ended up feeling really bad. Mm-hmm. When I first was cast in Kitty Grade, which remember was my first real part at Funimation, so I had a special attachment to Claire. She's like one of my babies. Mm-hmm. And when I came home, another laptop story, when I came home one day and opened up my laptop, my screensaver was a very naughty picture of a Claire who looked not in good shape. So there's that. I'm trying to think. I went to Brina's bachelorette party. And we went to the Korean spa in Dallas, which I've seen a lot of the girls at Funimation naked now. Very, very naked. Is that enough? Yeah.
Unless you have more.
Unless I have more.
You didn't mention Monica.
I'm trying to think. Monica is the one that I see the most. I don't know if we have any funny, like, oh my gosh, stories that I can tell. I'm trying to think. We traveled together too. We went to Montreal and Australia together. Did anything happen there? Monica and I are like tame friends. Like both of us get wild with other friends and then we come together and we're like, let's just stay in and eat. So we would go to Australia and everybody, like all of these people that probably we should be hanging out with because it might be good for our career, would be going off to visit a vineyard or something like that. And Monica and I'd be like, let's stay in and eat cheese. I don't know.
That was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I've got a confession and 2 questions.
I cannot wait.
Question. When I first started reading Fairy Tail, I imagined Natsu with your Luffy voice.
Oh yeah? Even though it would sound just like Luffy?
I watched the Japanese version and like, this is not Natsu.
Huh.
And my first question is, how did you feel when Funimation picked up the rights to the Sonic the Hedgehog game series, the voice acting thing?
I haven't seen that come through, so it must be something they licensed and then sold right away, and they're not dubbing. So I felt nothing because you just told me.
A couple of Funimation voice actors are in it.
Tickly.
Like, Jay is in it, Travis is in it.
Oh, okay, then they're doing it in LA. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, it's Studiopolis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Second question. Have you ever spooked anyone with your Luffy voice?
Short answer, no. No. I mean, people come up to me and ask me to talk to their friends on the phone, so I've done the, hey, how you doing, Luffy thing, and you get the occasional scream, and very few people talk back.
They're probably just like,
Yeah, I guess usually the people who need to be called are the people who were too shy to come here in the first place. Mm. And so they're the exact people that if they came up to the table would be like, so when you call them, they're doing the same thing, only I can't see them and it's not amusing. Yes?
I have to ask, have you ever used a voice to dodge telemarketers?
No, but there's a Monica story. Monica does. Monica answers the phone and they'll be like, is your mom there, sweetie? And she'll be like, no. I think that's awesome. But when I answer the phone, nobody's mistaking me for a child. So by the time you answer, you've already, plus I just have a cell phone. If anybody calls me I don't know the number of, I just don't answer. Cell phones are awesome. Yeah.
This is a similar question of like on your day-to-day life, since obviously you live with voice actors as well. Have you ever just decided sometimes to just mess with people, like if you're calling to get pizza delivered or something?
The closest that I've come to that is Laura and Chris Sabat and I were in Vegas, and we were at a craps table, And Chris is a bit of a practical joker, and sometimes he drags people along with him, but he started convincing everybody at the craps table that he was a famous Polish movie actor. And that he was just over here, he didn't understand much English, he didn't know much about the way America worked, and he sounded a little like, what's his name?
Borat?
Yes, thank you. How did you know I was saying that? Yes, he sounded a little like Borat. I was like, that's not Polish, but whatever, they believed him. And he convinced them that Laura and I were strippers he'd picked up in Dallas. And so we spent the night pretending to take money from him and like tricking him into money. Oh, I really need to go powder my nose. Can I have $10? And then he'd take out his money and look all confused and we'd be like, it's the one with 2 zeros, thank you. And we continued it into the cab line. You know, the cab lines in Vegas are ridiculously long, so it was like 20 minutes behind this one really made-up girl who thought what we were doing was awesome. She thought that we were totally taking advantage of Chris, this poor Polish man, and she wanted in on the action. And so she kept like flirting with him, and he and Laura were having a confused, I do not understand kind of conversation, and I was up there with her going, yeah, he doesn't understand anything. And he's been taking us all over the US. I don't know how long it's gonna last, because I figure he's gotta run out of money at some point, but whatever. And by the time we got up to the front of the line and she was getting a cab, she turned to him and was like, oh no, I don't have any money. And he was like, no, I have money, and gave her a 20 because he thought it was so funny. So he ended up paying for the joke. That's Chris Sabat.
Do you have a fan recognize you somewhere that you wouldn't expect them to?
Very rarely that happens. I love the anonymity of being an anime, we'll use quote marks here, celebrity. But I come here and you guys pay attention to me and that's fantastic. And then I go home and everybody doesn't know me and that's fantastic too. So very rarely. I've wandered into a GameStop at some point and made the mistake of talking. And sometimes at the airports of these things, like if I go to a convention and then I go to the airport, I'll get recognized in the airport, which is fun because then everybody around you thinks you actually are a celebrity. Should we know her? Yes, you should.